Hello, this is Lore Master Bernard. Welcome back to World Building Wednesday. I am, of course, Lore. What am I saying? Of course, I just introduced myself. I don't know. Basically, if you haven't seen this before, it's basically just me writing up like a fantasy setting. Actually, last time I actually entertained doing like a science fiction setting or a science fantasy setting, but the thing is that the problem with that was that I felt like I had to go too large scale. I think I could actually rein it down for the next time, maybe. But for now, I did come up with a strictly fantasy idea. Hold on. There's the music. Actually, gonna turn this up a bit so it's more easy to hear. Okay, I think that works. All right. Anyway, so, um, yes. This is a little. Let me try something. Let me try a different music track. Not exactly. That sounds pretty decent. Although, it's a little loud for me. But I think I'll keep. I'm gonna pull the music down just a bit, and then I'm gonna turn it down for my own self. Um, but yeah. Sorry. So yes, basically, um, last time I managed to come up with a um this like cold forested region, um, which is inhabited primarily by elves. Although there obviously are some other peoples there, but the main populations are elves, and the there are two elf factions essentially. One is essentially like a group from the this like arcane nation, who want to take control of the region, study and harness magical phenomena of it, whereas the other elves, are, you know, they want to stay a free, uncontrolled region. Like, yes, there are small pockets of civilization. There are little bits of, there are like maybe some small settlements, family groups and such. But there's no cities. There's no full towns. Like maybe a hamlet at the largest. But the main draw of this area for most people is that it's not controlled by any nation, at least not yet. Um, but yeah, but I made up some interesting other stuff, such as like it's north enough that it never truly gets like really like summer like. Best is like it might be like Seattle in summer, something like that. Um, and there's also dire animals are more common here. And there are a few. There's strange phenomena. That's the plural. There are some strange phenomena, including but not necessarily limited to magic-infused dire creatures, which are called star-touched. Um, Trees will sometimes just awaken for seemingly no reason. So there are awakened trees scattered throughout the forest. Um, and Powerful storms and natural events can result in. I'm going to get rid of the word seemingly here. Can result in elementals being released into the wilderness. So, like, somehow elementals just show up and then stick around for maybe not very long, or maybe, maybe a while. I haven't nail that down exactly because I'm only working on these during World Building Wednesday. Anyway, so let's work on. Okay, so we got some ideas here. So, okay, so let's work on some, say, locations. Okay, so the Timberland. Or like, let's work on some names for it. Is it the Timberland, or maybe it's like, okay, so, okay, so we've got the forest. We've got, I feel like there's probably like a coastline. Okay, is it enclosed or does it like go up to a coastline? That's an interesting point, because if it goes to a coastline, then why, if it goes far enough north, it might be that just like it's too cold like at the coast. And it could be like, you know, the waters there are not good for, maybe the waters aren't good for fishing. Maybe maybe the coast is rougher than the forest and the mountains. Oh, that's a good point. We have the forest and we have the mountains, because the mountains keep nations from conquering this area. At least they have up until now, when these arcane elves are coming in. Also, I wrote like maybe the arcane elves have vampires and maybe the wilderness elves have werewolves. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that, but it was just a thought I had. I might be too influenced by Magic the Gathering recently with their new sets of in the world of Innistrad, Midnight Hunt, and Crimson Vow, which, oh my god, Crimson Vow is really going into like this vampire wedding theme. It's very interesting. Just took a drink. Okay. Anyway, so we got the forest, we got the mountains. I'm gonna put the coast ? But I think 3 like sort of areas makes sense. There's probably also, there might also be like areas where like maybe, is it just forest, mountains, and coast? I mean, it certainly could be. There doesn't need to be like open areas. Some places are just full of forest, and there's like, I mean, you know, there's no break to the arbor for quite a while. So, forest, mountains, coast. Maybe, okay, so let's work on the forest first. So we have, the thing is, there aren't going to be a number of, there are going to be set locations, but there's no city or anything, or even a town really to work. Okay, maybe there's like one, like, sort of beginnings of a settlement, or maybe there's like a few. You know, there are a few, like, those are like where you go to trade, but nobody, like, you know, like only like maybe a few families live there, you know? Like most of like the people who live here have their own settlement, their own little settlements, their own like, you know, cabins and like houses built in the trees to protect them against the dire animals and such. Maybe even some have made pacts with the awakened trees, so for protection and like, you know, for both essentially. Like an awakened tree can be strong, but like there's nothing to say that, you know, An awakened tree can be strong, but that doesn't mean that... Well, I suppose it depends on the tree. And can all awaken... I'm gonna look this up. Hold on. Can awake... Okay, so D&D. Can awakened plants move? If the target is a plant, it gains the ability to move its limbs, roots, vines, creepers, and so forth, and gains senses similar to a human's. Interesting. Alright. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna roll a d6 and divide the result by 2, minimum 1. And I'll roll... Alright, so let's see. Hold on. So that's... Okay, so there are 3. Let's say there are... Okay, so... Settlement 1, Settlement 2, and Settlement 3. I'm not sure I'm feeling this music in particular. What's this song sound like? Not bad, not bad. I like this one. Okay. Also, aside from the settlements, there should be, let's see. There should probably be a hidden location where, like, this resistance effort is operating out of. So resistance location probably makes sense if there's like at least a couple of them. 1 resistance location, 2, and there's gotta be like some special stuff about them. Excuse me, I'm just gonna double check. Okay. So, sorry. So the forest, would the Arcane Elves go in the... probably the wilderness and Arcane Elves are scattered in all 3 locations, I would think. Yeah. So, let's say that there are... I would imagine, like, there's more resistant stuff in the forest than in the mountains. So let's say there's only... Okay, so... Arcane Elves location. Okay. So... Actually, I think we need to work on the factions a little bit more. Okay, so... this implies, like... The thing... Okay. The thing about this is that it implies another part of the world. You know? Like these Arcane Elves, it implies... it implies like a nation. Like I literally said, one of the goals, like the goal of, the main goal of the Wilderness Elves is keep the region free of the control of the Arcane Elf Nation. But that makes it so that you can't really put this into your own world. Which, I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think how you could work this so it's not entirely dependent on the Arcane Elf Nation existing. What if the Arcane Elf Nation is not exactly a nation, but more of... What if it is like a very small mobile city-state in a way? Like, I've already mentioned they have, like... I've already put down, like, they have floating platforms and extra-dimensional spaces. What if they don't have a nation in terms of necessarily, traditional concepts of territory and such? What if they, like, are, like... How to put this? They're, like, they're very high magic concept. Like, they have... Okay, I'm feeling like this music has gotten too loud again. I'm going to turn it down again slightly. Both for the stream and for myself. But, just gonna turn it slightly up because I think it went a bit too far down. But, like, that's one of the problems, is like always figuring out what's the best level of of like sound that I can do. Okay. But, like, if they have floating platforms and golems and other constructs and extra-dimensional spaces and stuff, why not just bring your whole, like, thing with you? I mean, maybe they just move around to wherever they want. Maybe set up, like, research outposts and towers and stuff like that. And they don't have a nation in the traditional sense. It's just these various, seemingly disconnected spaces. You know... what I'm saying actually kind of reminds me of spoilers for Dragon Age. But the elves of Dragon Age are at one point described kind of like this. Like, at one point it's mentioned like it confused historians because there were no roads between elven locations. And the reason for that was because there were actually portals between them. So they didn't need to make roads. And so, like... And, okay. So, question here is... Well, yeah, if you did that, then you wouldn't have to have, like... essentially, the elven nation could be relatively small despite its power. It could be mobile. You could put, like, other pieces of it wherever you wanted. And it wouldn't be so big that it wouldn't be just a problem of, like, moving a big army into the space and crushing the resistance or whatever. Oh, hello, War Chief. I've just been rambling about my ideas. So I basically just made I decided, I think I'm going to be switching my Arcane Elves for this thing. I'm not going to have them have a traditional nation. Instead, they're going to be, like, essentially a mobile city-state that, like, drops outposts and stuff wherever it wants to. And I realized just now that I may have accidentally been drawing on, or just essentially had parallel creative evolution with the Dragon Age elves, in terms of, like, their like transportation abilities and stuff. I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That means, because essentially I was worried that because there was like an Arcane Elf Nation, you'd have to know about like where is this Arcane Elf Nation, and like because that basically means that you have 2 regions that you have to drop into your world essentially, and I wasn't even working on anything about the Arcane Elf Nation. Okay. So, okay. By the way, no more Dragon Age spoilers. Right now, I'm gonna be done with that. So, I need to start writing this down. Okay. So, the nation of... Okay. This nation is not a country type. I mean, it's you know, whatever verb, like either verb is correct. Okay, this nation is not a country in the traditional sense. The Arcane Elf Culture is centered in a moving city-state comprised of magically floating buildings which contain numerous portals to extra dimensional spaces. Composed? Okay. These elves do not have great numbers. There's to form an army, instead relying on unparalleled paralleled. Did I write that right? No, I didn't. How do you write it? Oh, there's a second L there. Okay. These elves do not have great numbers to form an army, instead relying on unparalleled magical prowess and resources that they gather from locations around the world. Whenever they want to gather resources or claim territory, right? They construct one or more outposts in the area. These are armed with arcane defenses and can rise high into the air to escape threats. Each outpost is also connected to the home city via um, via magical communications and transportation. Okay, so essentially, we don't have to worry about a whole nother region in the area with this elven nation, this arcane nation. Instead, all we have to worry about is, like, you know, uh, the outpost that, well, maybe there's more than one outpost because of the size of this region. I don't think it's very small. By the way, is the music coming through okay, War Chief? Um, you know, like, this is always, I think it is gonna be a problem with me forever, is like the sound level of whatever I'm doing. You don't hear it? Okay, hold on, let me turn it up. I think the music right now is kind of low. Let me try a different track. How's that sound? It's a little loud now. Matching my voice level. Okay, hold on. How's that? Talking to test. Talking to test. Talking to test. Saying words in order to check what is the level. Sounds much better? Okay, good. Alright. Alright. So each outpost is also connected to the home city via magical communications and transportation. Okay, so good chunk of stuff there. I'll have to come up with names at some point, but at least we have a better idea of how these arcane elves function. So the wilderness elves, I should write something for them too, just to more cement their idea. Having lived in this part of the world for centuries, the local elves are the most numerous of the woodlands inhabitants. According to stories that they tell, their ancestors, wanted to exist in a balance with nature, or away from the rising nations, from the rising nations. From the rising nations. Okay. This area was believed to. This area was not sought after, and so seemed like a good home. For however long it has been, these elves have not developed the lands. Have not developed this land and past the point of small settlements. Druids and nature priests are their magical. Druids and nature priests are their primary, if not only, magical practitioners. Druids and nature priests are the primary, if not only, magical practitioners, and with arcane magic being looked down upon. Looked down on? Being, or let's see, with arcane magic being disliked or even outlawed. Not outlawed, because there's no, like, the only law is, like, you know, the law of everybody, I guess you could say. With arcane magic being disliked or even prohibited. Prohibited? No. Or with arcane magic being disliked or even being disliked and even viewed with distaste. Now, being disliked. That's fine. Many tools that are traditionally made from metal are instead crafted from wood that has been treated with magic to be just as strong. Oop, missed a C there. Okay. I think I'm going to write a bit about the conflict. The conflict. In recent years, the Arcane Elves... In recent years, the Arcane Elves, hearing about the magical phenomena that occur in this region, or here. In recent years, the Arcane Elves were drawn to this region due to rumors of the magical phenomena present. Of the magical phenomena. They placed three outposts was here, and then the main city moved on. However, issues arose almost immediately when let's see, what would have occurred that would have really pissed off the local elves? Issues arose almost immediately when one of the outposts was disrupted when the outpost placed in the forest itself disrupted the patterns of local wildlife, including dire animals. When the disrupted the patterns of wildlife, including dire animals, when local residents tried to when local residents confronted the Arcane Elves about this issue, their concerns were dismissed. Their concerns were dismissed, and the outpost their concerns were dismissed, and the outpost offered no compensation for the disruption. And not long after, with dire creatures being cut down by the outposts, cut down by the outpost golems, the locals again confronted the outpost Just as these creatures were as these creatures as some of these creatures were targeted by hunters to feed hunters for necessary food and materials. Again, the outpost dismissed the locals' concerns and offered no compensation Finally, the forest outpost I have an idea. The forest outpost performed an experiment on the spontaneous elemental appearances associated with storms. Calling up a storm via magic, the outpost damaged an area with the strong winds and lightning strikes. Strong winds, lightning strikes, and hail. Yeah. Which also damaged. Which affected. Which damaged homes and injured locals. Of course, the locals' concerns were again dismissed. Without compensation, and that was the last straw. The outpost was attacked by a large group which took heavy losses, but managed to drive the Arcane Elves out of the forest. The outpost itself was damaged to the point of crashing to the ground. Itself was damaged to the point of crashing to the ground. but the other two remained. Since then, and this conflict, since then, the conflict has slowly escalated. But this really makes it seem like the Arcane Elves are just bad people. I kind of want to make it so that both sides have their problems, you know? And attempts at peace have only broken, have not made any progress. Okay, so, all right. Maybe I should write it a bit differently. Like maybe like according to like the story that the locals give, like, you know, all they did was disrupt the area. They didn't offer any compensation for what they were doing. Like they took, you know, like they were capturing creatures that we were trying to hunt, and their storm, you know, like, you know, a tree fell down and crushed a cabin. You know, someone died from a lightning strike, that sort of thing. But from the Arcane Elf story, they say, hey, like, you know, the animals weren't like marked or anything, and I mean, we offered, you know, some foodstuffs that they said they didn't want, and, you know, the storm experiment, that was an accident. The magic spiraled to an unexpected intensity before it could be shut down, and you know, magical assistance for rebuilding was offered, or like, you know, like perhaps they say, like, you know, we were planning to make restitutions, but the outpost was planning to make restitutions, but then the locals just attacked, and the outpost had to be abandoned. And of course, it's only grown from that point. Well, like, you know, it's like, you know, you have no right to this territory. Well, you don't, like, there's no, you can't hold legal claim over it either, according to like your own way of living, and blah blah blah. It's just this spiral of conflict that is feeding itself, because, you know, the people with the loudest voices, and, like, you know, with completely conflicting worldviews. Okay, so let me rewrite this. Okay, so let me take this first part. Okay, so according, or hold on, let me change this. Issues arose almost immediately. However, the story is different depending on the teller. According to the wilderness elves, local residents confronted the Arcane Elves about this issue. According to local residents confronted the Arcane Elves about this issue, but their concerns were dismissed in the episode. The Arcane Elves tell that at the outpost offered foodstuffs, but the locals refused, distrusting nourishment created, but the locals refused. Whose non-fused unnatural nourishment. I guess that sounds fine. So let's see. Next, the outposts golems were killing and capturing dire animal, both normal and dire animals, for study. Which the locals relied on for food. Locals claim, which the local story claims killing and capturing dire animals, that the local stories claim or state were marked by hunters. Of course, the Arcane Elves claim that the creatures were not marked, and of course, the Arcane Elves claim that the creatures were not marked, and restitution was again, and a similar compensation as before was again refused. After that, the outpost performed an experiment which generated a storm by magical means. According to both sides, the storm was strong enough to knock down large trees, cause innumerable lightning strikes, and hail large enough to kill. The locals, of course, say that the outpost did not care about the resulting damage and loss of life. While the Arcane Elves state that the Arcane Elves state that the the experiment was not intended to result in the storm that followed. Following the event, the local a large group of the local population attacked the outpost. The outpost. While most of the locals were killed, they succeeded in driving the elves out of the fort, in driving the arcane elves out of the forest, and damaging and causing the outpost to drop to the forest floor. Okay, that seems better. Keeps the essence of the original description in a sense, but still makes it more gray. It's like, who is actually right? All right. Ahem. Yeah. Okay. So, I suppose we should actually get names for these two, groups. So let me start, on my handy-dandy laptop, which of course you can't see. I'm just going to pull up. Let me see. Okay, so what kind of names do I want to use here? Like, I don't think it'll be the same kind for both the Arcane Elves and the Wilderness Elves, which I'm starting to think maybe it should be like I say Wilderness Elves, but there's gotta be other peoples here. Like, there's gotta be some other members of the races, just like how Kisafu was not, like Kisafu, my desert city-state, was created and primarily run by half-orcs. It wasn't just half-orcs, you know, because it was a trade city. And while this is a not easy to get to part of the world, well, don't ask me, I have a habit of making elven names complicated. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, I have to update a certain campaign, because I don't think anybody has done anything in it for a while, as far as I'm aware. No, last thing we did with it was October 25th. Okay. Alright. Anyway. You have to post. I mean, you don't have to do it right now. Just nobody's done anything with it, including me. So, okay. It's no worry. You know, we knew it was the campaign. We knew the campaign was gonna take a long time, because of how we're doing it. So, you know. All right. Now, numerous photos, extra. Okay, so the elves are the primary inhabitants of the area, but there are going to be non-elf characters. Okay. So, but yes, okay, so let me see here. So for my island, the tieflings so for my first world building Wednesday setting, I used Hindi names and like translations, and for Kisafu I used an ancient Egypt name generator. So for this though, an interesting question. Let me see. What could I do? There's just so many to choose from is the problem. So they're definitely not going to be like the same culture, obviously. They're very different. You know what? I think I'm just going to give me a random name generator, and let's see what the basis is. Luis, which unfortunately is French, English, Danish, Swedish, Norwegian, Dutch, and German. Okay, so that's 7 possibilities there. So I'm just trying to think here. Maybe I should base it off another ancient culture. Let's see. I could go... Or I could do, like, medieval, I suppose. I'm starting with the Arcane Elves. Could go with... Ancient, let's see. What does ancient Scandinavian look like? Let's see. A lot of sounds, like Arni, Asker, Asta, Bagi, Bjarter, like a lot of Also Bjorn, Brodir, Brodir? I think that's how you pronounce that syllable. Donner, Ida. Okay. Do I really want to use this though? Because that, maybe not. What do I want to use here? How about... What about ancient Anglo-Saxon would have got here? Oh no, it's that AE letter that I don't know how to pronounce. No. There's so many of them. Let's see. Idric, Cynaric, Hilda, Osbjorn, Sewen, Utrecht, Winna, Wolfston. I guess it wouldn't be terrible. I almost feel like maybe Anglo-Saxon would be better for the local elves, the wilderness elves. Okay. Ancient Anglo-Saxon names. Okay, but how do I get a name for these elves that is Anglo-Saxon? I wonder if Fantasy Name Generator... Anglo-Saxon. Do they have it? Oh my god, they do. But this is like proper names. So... Problem. What if, like, does... Okay, so... what about, like, Anglo-Saxon... translator? There's an old English translator. Whoop, nope, not doing that. Excuse me, I just heard something. I just want to double check on it. Sorry about that. I just heard a noise and I wanted to check it out, and it was just one of my housemates taking out garbage. That's all it was. I thought like something had fallen over or something, but it was just them taking out garbage. Anyway, just gonna double check that I'm still... Yep, okay, my voice is still coming through. Very good. Alright, so I need a name for the group, though. I don't suppose that, like, Google Translate would have something for, like, Anglo-Saxon, would it? Language of the Anglo-Saxons. Old English. Okay, Old English translator. Well, I found something that does like Shakespearean English, which is slightly close. No, this is not right. Oh wait, here we go. Old English. What about the forest? Becomes Wagenholt? Huh. How do you pronounce that? Okay, maybe this is not a... It's spelled W and then that AE combined letter that I don't know what it's called, and then GN space HOLT. So I don't know how that, like, is supposed to be worded. So yeah. I don't know how you say that. Wagenholt? Weinholt? I don't know. This is becoming too complicated. Maybe I should just not go with an ancient Anglo-Saxon name. Theme. Pardon my thing. I don't know. I could go just by, like, a unisex... Well, let me see. Oh, there are no unisex Anglo-Saxon names on the website I'm using. That's annoying. The AE combine usually is pronounced E, Okay, so it'd be Wienholt, which is just the forest. Um, yeah, okay, this is getting too complicated. Sorry that took a minute. The nephew was trying to take my phone and yell the word hello at you. Oh no. Tell him I say hello. Um. All right. Let's see. Cineric is a name that means is a combination of like royal and ruler. So basically, the ruler. So that doesn't seem great. Yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna go for something else. So let's see. How about we go with like I'm trying to think of what I could use here, and it's tripping me up for some reason. I usually don't have that much of a problem with this. And actually, I don't have a name for the region even. Maybe I just do it in like the common tongue, you know, which is to us English, but is, you know, whatever to whoever. Um, so the forest is like the untamed, like the untamed woodlands or something. Jeez. Why am I having so much trouble with this? I wonder, maybe I could use, like, let me see. Hold on. What have we got here? Why am I having so much trouble with this? Let's see. You know what? Maybe, yeah. I need a name for... Alright, I need a name for the group, so I will go with Anglo-Saxon. I just need to find something that feels decent. Oh, get this. There's one near the top of this list that says Ilflid, which says name composed of the elements elf and beauty. And there's another one which is Ilfgifu, which I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, but it means elf gift. Yeah, there are a number of things actually here with elf. Ilfia, I think it's pronounced, or Ilfhea, I'm not sure, which means elf high. Ilfnoth, which is elf boldness or daring. Let's see. Ilfrik, elf ruler. Ilfsieg, elf victory. Ilfstan, elf stone. Interesting. Ilfsweeth, I don't know. How do you pronounce that? God damn it, where are the pronunciation guides? Okay, so that is pronounced as a TH. Got it. So it is Ilfswith. Ilfswith, which means elf strong. Ilfthrid, Old English form of Elfreda. Ilfweird, Ilfweird, which means elf guardian. So there are a bunch of things there. I think amongst those, I'd probably go for Ilfweird, like elf guardian. Maybe that's what the people call themselves. Like, they guard this wilderness. Or something like that. I'm looking at the other names on this list too. Not a whole lot of male names or female names, unfortunately. Let's see, boyfriend. Gleedwin, bright friend. Let's see. Hrothgar. Okay, for now, I think I'm just going to name these people the Ilfweird. Or to make it easier, maybe I write it as the Alfward. Or the Alfward. Like, okay. So we got that named at least. I want to also name the Arcane Elves, which is a whole other problem. They have to be very distinct from that. And actually, I'm going to put here for myself. Can I insert special characters? Got it. Sweet. There we go. So the Alfward. And then the Arcane Elves. I think I'm gonna change the music. Yeah, that sounds nice. Okay, so Arcane Elves. What kind of names? Let's see, gotta be something very different. So instead, I don't know, what's very, very different, but is still like, you know, I'm not appropriating someone's culture or something. Is it too much? Is it too easy if I just make them French? Is that too easy? I think it might be too easy. Oh, is that too easy? No, do the thing. Okay, I'll do the thing. Alright, let's see. What would be like... I need French. Thank you, Google Translate. Alright, what's the French word for like... I don't know, crystal, of course. Trying to think here. I want their name to be something like the translation, like it's basically a translation of the word for like maybe, what's the French word for like scholars, savants. That's a little too on the nose. What about wise? Sage. What about, like, learned? Learned. The priest? No, that was verbs. What about just intelligent? No, same thing. What about, like, their city flies through the sky, and their outposts can even float as well. Like, celestial? Celeste? What is... hold on. What is Celestine? Hold on. Celestine meaning. Merriam-Webster. Wait. For food. Garnish with frying. What? Apparently it was also the name of a pope. But also is connected with celestite, a usually white mineral consisting of the sulfate of strontium. Okay. The Celestine? It's not a terrible name. Modern / medieval French names. Okay. The Celestine and the Alfward. Okay. Okay. Not bad. I like it. Okay. So the forest is probably like the Untamed Woodlands, but it's also probably called... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just keep the forest as the Untamed Woodlands for now. The mountains... Okay. What's the region as a whole called? Whoops. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Gonna just move this over a bit. Okay. So the region as a whole is probably called by an Anglo-Saxon name by the Alfward. Where is that Old English translator I had up? Okay. What about, maybe, I think wield. Wield, I think, is a good word for this. A heavily wooded area, wilder and cultivated, usually upland region. Okay. Alright, so wield. So what about... What is frosted in Old English? That doesn't give one. What is just frost? Gisselgebland? I don't think that's right. How about sheltered? No. Let's see. What about all right. It's all right. So I put in silver, which is sailfress. Sailfrenwield? That's a bit of a mouthful. What about... How about, like, there are, one of the things here is dire creatures. So what about, like, the dire wield? But, you know, to make it more interesting, we make it DYR. Just DYR. You know, the deer, you know, you can pronounce it dire wield, deer wield. Deerwield, the Untamed Wilderness. Direwield, the Untamed Wilderness. Yeah, that seems good. Fantasy. Yeah. It's got, yeah, sounds good, at least to me. And I can always change it. Okay. So the forest. Okay. So I only got 20 minutes until this stream is over, but made some good progress. Maybe I should actually think of some characters for the two factions instead of locations. I did say that the outpost in the forest crashed to the ground, but there's nothing saying that they couldn't have fixed it, I suppose. And I should change that, so... Celestine Location. Alfward Location 1. Alfward Location 2. Actually, maybe we get rid of these settlements, because... Yeah, okay. The forest, okay, so... And how many neutral locations is the forest gonna have? Okay. Neutral location 1. Neutral location 2. Alright. So... Obviously the Celestine location is going to be the second outpost. Or like the Fallen Outpost, because it's more interesting, like, if it's actually on the ground. It makes it different from the others. While repairs were made to this outpost after the outbreak of hostilities between the Celestine, or no, let's just say, we know who the players are now. While repairs were made to this outpost after the outbreak of hostilities, its flight capabilities have not yet been restored. As a result, further resources have been devoted to its defense. And the Celestine here. The Celestine here are focused on researching the Celestine here are focused on researching the dire animals and and more specifically, the Star-Touched. Okay. Okay, so Alfward Location 1. Actually, let's cut that. There. So Alfward Location 1. So this is probably a settlement. Okay. One of the few small settlements which are scattered in the forest. This is a place of meeting and trade. A large hall was constructed around a trio of awakened trees. Whose alliance with elves in the past resulted in the settlement's founding. Okay, so we need a name for this place. I'm trying to find a decent name. Maybe just instead of trying to get something from Old English translator, which keeps giving me different translations for the same words. Let's see. What about like what about like let's see. How about like what about Oak Hall? Yeah, that seems like a decent name at the moment. And actually, I guess the Fallen Outpost needs more of a name. Like, they should each have a designation. Okay, so let's see. The Fallen Outpost. It's in the forest. It's focused on the dire creatures. So Hmm. What about, let me see. Outpost, okay, hold on. I need names. Okay, what about... Okay, so... what is the third translate to? Troisième? Or how about, maybe like there's a theme amongst them, like, kind of like ship names, you know? Or, you know, Celestine is... Celestite is a mineral. Maybe we go with mineral names? So, like, I don't know, maybe this is Outpost... maybe this is Outpost, like... Outpost Emerald or something. So, which would be... which would be Emerald. And then, like, mountains, would be, like, I don't know, would be, no. I'm trying to think here. What's like a gray stone? Or how about onyx? Or just how about Outpost Fair? Because I know that fair means iron. And then the coast outpost would be... What's like a blue stone I could use? I guess... I don't want to go sapphire. Aquamarine could work? It's literally bleu vert, which is blue-green in French. Or maybe I do it... What about, like, Outpost? Like, the coast would probably be, like, looking at the water as well. So, I don't know, how about, like, Dolphin or something, which would be Dolphin. Outpost, Dauphin. In which case, maybe, instead of fair, we use... Okay, maybe, like, Outpost... I'm trying to think of something here. Sorry, I'm just trying to think here. Okay, I think my creative juices are actually running out, unfortunately. But, and like, there's only 2 minutes left. But I made plenty of progress, figured out naming conventions, figured out some more lore, named the region, which I don't know if it'll stay that name, but I like it. The Direwald. Made the factions more gray in terms of like their morality, I guess you could say. I think I'll work on that as well next time. I am kind of enamored with this idea of like werewolves amongst the Alfward. Maybe like they've turned to lycanthropy as a means of like matching up to the golems and the magic that the Celestine possess. So yeah, not a ton of progress, but I think we got a good bit going there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing this next time. But for now, I'm Lore Master Bernard. This has been World Building Wednesday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, etc. Ring the bell, hit the heart, whatever. But War Chief, thank you for being here. Thank you to whoever watches and enjoys this in the future. And until next time, I hope wherever and whenever you are that you're doing well. And until then, bye-bye.